I think on this occasion, Susan Rice is absolutely right. And I wish that all this hype and dancing in the streets of Ramallah and self-delusion among people were for a real achievement that actually returned rights to the Palestinian people. But to me, there's something quite incongruous and tasteless about the Palestinian Authority sponsoring a dance festival in the streets of Ramallah while families in Gaza are still mourning their children. And there's no prospect of those responsible for war crimes in Gaza being brought to justice. So this is really a giant distraction, a cheap gesture which allows people to celebrate as if they won a football match. But winning a football match does not actually change your life and change your reality when you leave the stadium and go back home.
Well, I suppose they're celebrating because they feel that they have finally won a vote at the United Nations. Mahmoud Abbas, of course, is well, he's saying that false. This gives them ammunition. No. This gives them a stronger position to go to talks with, because they have of this all-important word, state.
But that's part of the essential fraud in all of this narrative, because every single year for the past 65 years, the UN General Assembly passes resolutions affirming Palestinian rights by enormous margins of, 150 to 3 or 150 to 5. And that's what's happened again today. It's absolutely nothing new. And to try to market this as some kind of historic moment is utterly fraudulent.
Except that it does give them access to UN agencies, doesn't it? It does give them access to being able to apply to join the International Criminal Court, and that gives them perhaps a road for some legal action against Israel.
Okay, let's take on that argument, because it's one that a lot of supporters of this bid have been pushing for months and months. First of all, this is the same Palestinian Authority that colluded with Israel to bury the Goldstone report into Israel's attack on Gaza. They colluded with Israel procedurally to bury it at the UN Human Rights Council. So this is not a Palestinian Authority that is going to pursue Israel. Secondly, it's notable that former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert has publicly supported this UN bid. Now, he would be one of the prime suspects to be hauled before the International Criminal Court. I don't think he'd be embracing this if he thought that it would open the door to the International Criminal Court for Palestinians. I do want to see justice for Palestinians, but this is an exercise in self-delusion and theater by a Palestinian Authority that bet the House and bet Palestinian rights on a US-sponsored peace process and ended up with nothing. And because they have nothing, they have to go in for these sorts of empty gestures. When Palestinians wake up in the morning, Israel will still be occupying their land. Palestinian refugees will still be homeless. And I'll tell you one UN agency Palestinians have had access to for too long, and that's UNRWA, looking after Palestinian refugees. It's time that Palestinians, instead of depending on handouts from UNRWA, got to go back home, got to have their rights restored, and this vote brings us no closer to that.
Okay, good to speak with you. Thank you very much indeed. Ali Abunimah from Electronic Intifada there.